This is Borderless Banter with Jorge and Goody.
Test.
No, this is where you're supposed to go.
All right. I'm so sorry. So I was helping somebody out. Welcome to episode number 25.
This is now. Jillian suggested that we never number our podcast anymore because
we need to do this
we
one.
edit them
right?
out of order all the time. But we have to celebrate the fact that we made it to a quarter of a century.
Celebrate good times. Come on. So I was saying this. Somebody told me this. I was helping somebody to set up a podcast for somebody else.
I think you cheated on me.
And this guy was like, I was like, check. And the guy goes, money order, cash, coin, Bitcoin. Get it? Instead of check. So I started laughing. It was pretty good. But anyway, welcome back, Mr. Matthew Barrett.
Hello, guys.
So
He was our very first guest.
Yeah, was he for real?
Yeah.
Where'd he go, Mr. Barrett?
So it's almost fitting that he comes back for number 25.
Celebrate on this quarter. A quarter.
Thank you for having me.
One quarter, man. Congratulations. Welcome to it.
Congratulations.
You know, I kind of want to be playing with this now, with this stuff, because, like, I just realized that I'm a little short in this. It's like in my nose. So anyway, look at this.
That's why
So
you just need to use the...
I know, because this is like the face. It's all right, though. You know, we're just evolving little by little. It's all
That's
good. So welcome to another pollen-ish week. How about this pollen, guys? Apparently, I say pollen like Poland, like the country.
Like the country?
Yeah. So yesterday, the tennis match, I was saying like, oh man, I hate this pollen, and somebody was like,
You don't like Poland?
you
But
don't
see,
like pollen? What's wrong with you?
Whereas Poland was invaded, pollen does the
Invades.
invading.
That's right. Ooh, deep thoughts. Deep thoughts. So yeah, so another yellowish week, yellow submarine, which it brings me to like this little segue. Tiff and I watched this movie about a guy. It's a I think it's called Yesterday. Have y'all seen that movie?
Yeah.
What a great movie though. And like nobody knows who the Beatles are, even what Coke is, cigarettes, like all kinds of stuff that people are like, what are you talking about?
Harry Potter doesn't
Harry
exist.
Potter, the guy was like,
Which all of our Karens out there are like, that's good. It's witchcraft anyway.
well, you know, I agree. I concur. I watched Harry Potter once or twice though, but I'm not into it. Have you watched Harry Potter yet?
Oh, yeah.
Are you into Harry Potter? Are you a Harry Potter guy?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a Harry Potter guy, but my sister read all the books. I was a little old. You know, my sister came up reading the books, and so she loved it.
I've read the books 18 times. 18
times though. Matthew, 18 times.
I like reading.
You know, I don't read good, so I did not read any of those books. So yeah, I don't know. But we went in Potterland or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It was all right though, I guess. I don't know. I'm not into any kind of trilogy stuff. Like if you don't have enough time to tell me the whole story in 3 hours, just don't tell me.
I think it's great that you called it trilogy.
What is it? Is it like 7 books or 8 books?
Yeah,
though, right?
7 books.
How many movies are there?
8.
Oh my gosh! Well, like, what is that like? Octo? What would that call that?
Do you
one?
like Star Wars?
Octology? Oh, I don't like Star Wars.
Oh, that's right. We had that conversation.
No,
No, but didn't you used to watch Star Wars? You used to watch it as
my mom used to punish me and watch
That's
Star
what it
Wars. That was it. I
That's what it
don't think
was.
I watched anything, but it was just like I just remember like
Lord of the Rings.
no, I don't like Lord of the Rings either. My precious. No, never watch it either.
What in the world, man?
I know. Have I ever seen Gladiator? No, because it's over 3 hours. So there you go. That's another one.
Dude, you're on another level.
What in the world? So you don't watch? Have you watched Band of Brothers?
No,
The Pacific?
no.
He's spiraling out of control.
Oh my goodness.
I don't even want to know anymore. Don't say anything.
Hey, speaking of Band of Brothers, though, since we're talking, this is Borderless Banter. We can talk about whatever we want. I just finished the new, like, they're calling it like the third edition of Band of Brothers, because you had the Band of Brothers and then you had the Pacific, and then Masters of the Air, which was about the 100th Bomb Group in World War II. Man, it was nuts.
Really?
Like, well, I mean, they called the 100th Bomb Group the Bloody 100. Yeah, I mean, that's what they were called. And because of how, like, high the death rate was amongst those B-17
You
crews.
know, like what they say, we salute the man. No, we salute the rank, not the man. Is that one I quote on that?
That's from Band of Brothers, actually,
There you go. How do I know that?
because they're talking about Captain Sobel.
Thanks, Chat GPT.
You're sick.
He's like, I'm an expert on it, though. You know, like another one is like,
Give me 10 facts about Band of Brothers.
we are paratroopers, Lieutenant. We're supposed to be surrounded.
Panzer Division is about to cut the road south. Looks like you guys are gonna be surrounded.
We're paratroopers, Lieutenant. We're supposed to be surrounded.
This is Rachel
are you-
Winters.
Are you looking
I did.
quotes?
Quotes of Band of Brothers. You know,
Oh my
What
goodness.
happens with Chat GPT?
this is the dangers with
It's a
Chat
whole nother
GPT.
thing. No.
What's
The
your
level-
take at Chat GPT, Matt?
Here's my whole take on all of it. I'm
Get a little closer if you don't mind.
Yeah, here. Let me get all fixed here. The level is going to be like this. For 20 years or more,
Oh
maybe
God.
30, I've heard people talk about printing. 3D printing is going to change
The world.
the world. Fast forward 30 years.
Yeah, we're still not changing the world.
I mean,
Are you?
I could make you an action figure for a Monopoly board, or like here's a flower vase. Wow.
Thank you. The technology's come
is-
so advanced that I have now my own Monopoly custom.
Problem is not the technology; it's the people.
Well,
So you see what's happening here. Instead of using Chat GPT
Yeah.
for this grand thing, people are like,
abusing it.
"Yes, I need to write a paper."
Which is
not
so
like-
true, though.
Yeah.
Like, hold on. This is so true in this stuff. Everybody's using Chat GPT. What's going to happen? I know I'm just being so crazy in this. But, like, tomorrow, the next doctor's tomorrow. Will you trust someone
I don't trust them.
that would just say, like a heart surgeon? You see these, like, nice-looking kid, 35, 40, not wrinkles on their face, nothing, and they got like all kinds of maximum awards for being so great in school, and you start thinking, how much influence had ChatGPT on you?
I think doctors are going to have to sell themselves in the future. Like, you're going to
Yeah.
have to pre-go, and they'll be like, hey, I'm doing surgery next Wednesday. You want to use me? Come on over and see. I'm not joking. I can actually take your heart out.
Hey, we're gonna keep you up. If what can happen?
Well, but I mean, okay, yeah, you can cheat on paper all day, but like eventually,
cheat in real
eventually
life?
they have to like work on the cadavers, and
Yeah, that's
I mean,
so true though.
if you get to a point where like a kid can't even like put in an IV,
Hey,
I mean,
So let's.
I played Doctor the little game. What is it called?
operation.
Operation.
Oh, I was terrible. At that
I was
game.
terrible all the time though. Do you play that game?
Oh, yeah.
Growing up, shucking the whole thing out the whole time.
Meh, meh.
What was that?
It was the mirror that fell.
Well, that's the mirror. The assistant just don't want to show up today to work. It's so good.
So, all right, so let's take that idea and run with it.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
Actually, we've been told we need to walk.
Let's
Not
walk,
run.
Let's walk, then. Let's mosey.
Get a horse. Suggested that we walk.
Let's climb down a notch from higher ed.
Okay.
And then say, maybe it's not surgery. What
Yeah.
about all these other?
Yeah, like
What about all these other college?
an architect. How about like what's another one that is pretty big for you to trust someone?
An accountant.
An accountant.
That's what my undergrad's in.
It's like I don't know what like the taxes are.
Yeah, but like, there's nothing I did in school where Chat GPT would have helped me.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, now granted, maybe more stuff's done online now, but like, I mean, I showed up and I took my tests. Like, and if I didn't know,
then we wouldn't be able
yeah,
to do
then
it.
I mean, yeah. You
But
can't
like, what was it? I mean, back in the days, there was online was not a deal,
that's true. I mean,
and now they sort of online.
I had a couple, like not even online classes, but there were a couple where like our tests were online.
Yeah,
I didn't cheat ever.
keep it straight face, rather.
I believe you.
Matt says, "I believe you. I believe you." Zzz. Yeah, like so. Madison. I'm sorry, I was just throwing that, but like one of her teachers sent an email to all her friends and stuff like that, saying like, "Hey, it looks like you guys just passed this test around." Because everybody said like use the same words and stuff like that. I mean, at one point you have to be a little bit smart. If you're using ChatGPT, go in it, change the words, make it more human. You know, like if this is what I do, like if I'm doing stuff in ChatGPT, and then you start seeing like Thresher's like the Tresor's dictionary going on, and you're like, that's not coming out from your head.
Yeah, if you're a student and you've only been writing at like an 8th grade level as a sophomore in high school, probably not gonna want to copy straight from ChatGPT.
Hey, which I saw this stuff. This is so funny. Somebody posted like, now I just realized that I was in 5th grade. My 9th grade level classes reading didn't take me anywhere in life.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I think maybe we're underestimating. I mean, I've watched several things and seen some guys use ChatGPT on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Before.
Oh yeah.
I mean, putting in whole Excel sheets, years.
Yeah,
worth of
that's
data,
brilliant.
and then
That's right.
extrapolating all that data. I mean, there's big things.
When is ChatGPT gonna turn on the charging fees? You would think.
I mean,
it has to come.
Soon.
They're
Yeah.
losing so much money.
yeah, I mean, at some point, now you have to pay for anything that does like the image creators.
No. But I'm saying, like, you know how much right
Just
now
the original
ChatGPT says
ChatGPT.
we're gonna start charging 1 penny per every word being generated by
Oh,
ChatGPT.
then I'm not going to use it.
Well,
But how much money they're gonna be? It's okay, but like right now everything is free. But is it really free? Like, how do they?
Is freedom free, Jorge?
I don't think we're free though. We pretend to be free, but I don't think we are. But anyway, it's just not ChatGPT. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Like Kendall understands ChatGPT. The next generation understands ChatGPT. It's pretty interesting though.
It's interesting too because like the youth pastor groups that I'm a part of on Facebook and stuff, like that conversation comes up. Like at what point do you like where do you draw the line with ChatGPT, especially in the use of like within ministry context for me? Like obviously I'm not gonna well actually what is funny is you can literally go to ChatGPT and say write me a 2,000 word sermon with 3 points all about Acts chapter 2.
Yeah,
And it'll do it.
it'll do it for you.
And I mean, for the most part, you read through it and you're like,
It's pretty legit.
this is accurate.
Interesting though.
I mean, so at what point are you like,
It's
there's guys out there that have already started doing that.
Yeah, but that's terrifying.
No, I agree. I don't disagree with you.
I mean, that means, like you're saying, and I see where you're going, like what that means is for sure that there's going to hit a point where like people are going to quit fact checking ChatGPT and it's going to change
Right.
history. And
But can you fact check GPT right now? Can you do it? I don't think you can fact check ChatGPT.
Well, let's ask it. So I told it to give me 5 facts about Mexico.
Yeah. Okay. And
All right.
let's go. Let's test it out.
All right, Mexico is dotted with numerous historical landmarks and archaeological sites that reflect its rich history. Among the most famous are the ancient Mayan ruins of Chichen Itza.
Chichen Itza. Yeah.
Yep,
There
that.
you go.
And the Aztec capital of
Tenochtitlan. Yeah.
Yep, that, which is now Mexico City, and the colonial era city of Guanajuato.
Guanajuato. Yeah.
Guanajuato. Is that all
Guanajuato.
correct?
I'm just gonna go ahead and say this aloud. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, sounds accurate. I haven't studied that in a long time.
be like asking me like who the 5th president of the United States was.
Yeah, it's like, hey, what was his favorite color? But hold on, let me ask this fact check about Lula, Georgia. Our guest right here is from Lula. How big is Lula, Georgia?
Like acreage or
No, a population.
I don't know, man. I hadn't lived there in 15 years. I don't know. Let's say 4,000 people, maybe 5.
All right, hold on. Is there a historic railroad town? Is that a historic railroad town?
It is, yes.
It's correct. It was known as Lula Junction. Lula Junction.
Lula Junction, yeah.
All right. It was named after Lula Landrum.
I didn't know that.
All right. A small population. It's about 3,400 residents.
Okay.
Annual Railroad Days Festival. Lula hosted Railroad Days Festival. Yeah.
Right on, right on.
Right on. Natural beauty. Lula is surrounded the beauty of North Georgia with the scenic views of Blue Ridge Mountains, the access outdoor recreational activities, blah, blah. All that is factual.
Yes, beautiful.
So I'm going to
Just saying. It is currently writing me a sermon based on Romans 9.
Wow. Is there?
That's crazy, man.
So I just asked this question. Can you lie to ChatGPT? As an OpenAI developer, I program to provide accurate information based on the data and knowledge I have been trained
But
on.
what's accurate?
But who's training?
Fake news.
Who is training you?
Tell me.
And it doesn't say anything. I've been trained. My training is data collected, created by a team of researchers and engineers in OpenAI. Tell me their names.
No, check this out though. All right, let me just read you this intro.
Yeah.
So what I put into ChatGPT was write me a 2,000 word sermon with 3 main points based on Romans chapter 9, which if you're familiar with Romans chapter 9, it's all about God's sovereignty and free will and predestination, all that fun stuff. So it says, my dear brothers and sisters in Christ.
Oh my goodness. It starts that way, huh?
Today we embark on a journey through the profound truths encapsulated in Romans chapter 9. This chapter delves deep into the sovereignty of God, his divine will, and the intricate relationship between his sovereignty and human responsibility. As we explore this passage together, may our hearts be open to the wisdom and grace that God desires to impart upon us.
Well, that's pretty good. How many? Here's a good question. That would be a good question for pastors out there. How many people use ChatGPT today as pastors?
I can say with 100% honesty and certainty that I have never used it.
Good job.
In any
keep
context.
keep it pure. Listen, I was just talking about a little at church and things like that. I just found this interesting article that in Japan, there's a billboard that says the tomb of Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
And there's these like things saying that Jesus was buried
In Japan?
In Japan. And so it's this whole thing on it that is there, like Jesus was buried in Japan and he made it there for a little bit when he was young, and then he came back to Jerusalem area.
Oh, okay.
So weird though.
Gotcha.
You know, like people start going crazy on this stuff, and then how many people do you think they go
That's pretty
to that
fair
place?
Travel. Yeah, it's pretty fair travel.
Well, I mean, Mormons would say that Jesus came to America.
Absolutely.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's what
Or
Joseph
I think he was
Smith said.
born in America.
Of course, it's American, so that's where the blood Jesus come from.
But you didn't see the pictures?
Yeah.
Why?
The white blonde,
perfect nose,
blonde-eyed, blue,
you know, like
blue-haired.
very angular looking Jesus on it, you know. Yeah. So speaking of Jesus and cool facts about that, and so I was thinking, like you mentioned the Mormons. We're just gonna get into these crazy.
Let's
stuff.
go.
So John Travolta, like I was actually reading
He's a Scientologist,
the
right?
Scientologist stuff.
Man,
That's
some-
deep in there.
that's some wackadoo stuff.
I mean, that goes deeper and stuff like that. You
Yeah,
know,
but like to get to like, I don't know whatever their like final stages or whatever, you end up giving them like millions of dollars.
Yeah,
All you do is you just pay to level up.
yeah. Which it brings me back to movies. I'm just gonna bring this back to Tom Cruise. By the way, Matt, I give kudos to Matt
Also
on. I never seen any Mission Impossible because like
What?
I know. And then Matt was like, "We need to watch
It's
it,"
so good.
and then I'm hooked on it. That guy. I mean, Tom Cruise.
Well,
like I think you said, he's the ultimate
It's great.
American hero. Like he does a lot of things on it.
Yeah,
except
but
the Scientology part. But
I'm gonna go
anyway.
ahead and tell you this. It's gonna ruin you.
Oh no.
Tom Cruise's two front teeth aren't lined up with the center of his face.
He's so good. I love it.
No, and I'm just saying.
That means that guy's
You're
perfect.
gonna look at him, and one of his big teeth
all
is
the
in
time.
the middle.
All the time I've seen it.
If you watch the old movies, I mean, before they did all the,
Yeah.
cosmetic work. I mean, he did have regular teeth. That's why I love '80s movies because people are
Actually, themselves.
That's right. What do they CGI his teeth in?
No. I
On
think
the mission,
I think you got him fixed.
No,
Well-
you can kind of see it.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you this, and I think Tiffany's okay with this stuff. But the hope that Tom Cruise was able to gain Nicole Kidman's heart, even with crooked teeth, that opened the possibility that anything is possible for anybody who wants to like.
About in Days of Thunder.
Absolutely, one of the greatest movies of all time.
It is a good movie.
I mean,
as a NASCAR fan,
we talk about, oh my
I
gosh,
love-
we're bringing
I love
NASCAR
that
to
movie.
this stuff. But that thing was fantastic. That one, and like, there was another one of him and her when they came to America.
Yeah. Was a great one. That was an early one.
Was it that one before Days on Thunders? Or oh yeah. So he came to America from England, and he was like, he's kind of like very Titanic stuff. He was like bottom class, and he came here. She was rich, and then he was able to get land, and he became pretty popular in America. I forgot the name of the movie, but
oh wait, was it Gangs in New York?
No.
no.
Way. Yeah.
Let's see, Nicole Kidman.
It's so he was young. I mean, they were young, and I remember you telling me one time, Jorge, that when you saw her hair and
That was it.
you
Far and away.
far and away, yeah.
1992. Days of Thunder was 1990. Yeah, when I
was before?
yeah, that's what it says right here. And that's ChatGPT done lie. And so that was it. Like I remember watching Far and Away, and I saw like that beautiful red curly hair, and I was like, I'm into red hairs.
And now she's been trapped in a
And
movie
now-
theater for like the last 4 years.
I know every time I see her, I'm like,
She can't get. She can't leave.
Can she get out, please?
You can
poor
trust
lady.
us. Come back and watch movies.
That's right. Oh.
Eat the popcorn.
Hey, what
I
was the last
watching
time you
movies
went to a
the next
movie
year.
theater?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago?
That's so okay. That's always been my thing though. Like that is my like when I started in ministry, I had like Fridays off.
Yeah,
then, too.
you go there.
And so as
matinee.
a single guy, I was like, okay, because I love
That's right.
movies. And so yeah, I go matinee, man. You get matinee and a large popcorn and a drink for like
That's it.
$10.
That's it.
Shoot.
I'm dating myself on that one. So here's the deal. Have you seen a movie theater during the day with the lights on? It changes everything.
It's pretty gross.
It is. It's pretty weird, isn't it?
While we're talking about movie theaters, let's talk about how frustrated I am with our movie theater here.
Oh,
They no longer, between Monday and Friday,
Yeah.
show any movies before like 3 o'clock
we go back to what we were talking about before this stuff.
because nobody goes.
It's not that nobody goes.
Or at least
can they
during that time.
employ people to be there?
Well, that's true too.
Right. That's another stuff. Is like, sadly, at least for the young guys over there, like today, if you can find a job and you're great, showing up, first of all, showing up requires zero skills.
Right.
So show up and start moving on, do things on. Great things will come to you because the majority of people are not doing it.
Yeah.
Right. And so, I mean, it's a brilliant future for
everything's
anybody.
declining.
And that's it, though.
Yeah, it is.
As a business owner, what's your take?
Yeah, I think that there's just a mentality that maybe's got to come back because you do have to do more than show up. Yes, that's the base, but I mean, in business, looking at it, I mean, from the outside, kind of looking in, and when you just go around to different places, the opportunity's huge. Because
Yeah.
if you can give anything with just a gram of service,
That's right.
you're going to destroy everybody.
Everybody. I was watching this with a friend of mine, right? So we were watching one of his employees through a camera. It's pretty funny. This guy, right? He's in California. This guy, it's pretty funny. He was like all the time watching like his phone and not really doing work.
Oh yeah.
So like everybody now Do you have any issues like that? Like you see that in the youth when you have interns?
Oh, all the
I didn't
time.
have issues like that when I was working at Interface. They will have people like,
And even if you ask
everybody
them-
have their cell phone on,
even
and
when
you're
you
like, what
ask
is
them
that?
to do something, it's not an immediate like, oh yeah, sorry, as if like
Now they're like, what? How dare you? This is like,
hold
it's
on,
part of mine.
No. There's no hold on.
I know that's right.
I'm paying you to do something, not to sit around on
It's
like your
crazy
leisure
though.
time.
It's insane that
Here's
the
what I'm
amount of people they're
convinced.
doing that, like phones.
Oh, I know. So here's what I'm convinced of.
Yeah,
Have y'all ever seen the movie Idiocracy?
absolutely. Great movies. Talking about the future.
That's where we're going.
Absolutely.
I'm convinced.
No, we're
Think we're
For
already
those
there.
for those of y'all that haven't seen it, Idiocracy, Luke Wilson's the main character in it, or plays the main character, and basically he's like one of the first people they test or allows them to test with like freezing himself, and so he wakes up like 200 or 300 years in the future or something, or really far in the future.
it's got electrolytes.
All the crops die.
Now I want to go watch it again.
That's
But
a great movie, though.
basically he gets there and everybody's just stupid.
I know. Everybody wears the same clothes.
Yeah.
Right. That is like sponsored by all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And today you look at it, and I was watching this one time.
Trash everywhere.
Everywhere. I was watching this stuff, and it makes a lot of sense. Like people like to wear brands, you know?
Yeah.
And I was watching these guys saying, like, it's really funny. Like, if you start really thinking about it, you're wearing a brand, you are becoming a billboard for that
Yeah,
person.
you're paying them
And you're paying
to
them.
advertise for them.
How stupid is that? But you know, I want to have my Louis Vuitton kind of stuff everywhere. And you're like, what? That's the beginning of idiocracy, because like you see all these people with, like ruffles. I mean, stuff like, you know, it's really weird. And Crocs, I think I told you all this before. Crocs was going under, and one of the producers was like, we just need to find some like silly shoes that everybody have.
Yeah.
And they bought like 1,000 pairs of Crocs, and that's what boosted a lot of the Crocs business. And that's what they wear today in Idiocracy. It's like all orange Crocs.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, that's it. And then like there's no water, so they start watering the crops with like Powerade or Gatorade.
Yeah.
All the crops die.
Got your electrolytes. And like when the guys start touching, like the president starts touching, he said like, I was expecting this to be like X amount of
Yeah,
bigger.
he did a basic color and shape test.
That's right.
He was the smartest man in the
That's
world.
right. That's right. And he's lined up. Well, he's lined up in prison, and he says the exit is like, "Oops, sorry, I got the wrong one, dude, dumbhead." You just, and he's like, "Okay, that's great."
No, they nailed it. In fact, there's like a whole cult following about that.
Oh,
mean, people.
I can imagine that.
Lots of people say like that they. I watched an interview with the director and writer. Anyway, and he was talking about. They're like, "How did you?" Like, I don't know. It's just what we came up with.
Yeah.
It's scary almost. I
It's
to
so
say that.
true.
Like, well, last time I went back to see it, it like scared me.
Now that's so true. It's like it's coming in little by little though.
Sure.
And so, but again, you start thinking like, how do you stop that? It's hard for us. Like the misinformation is there. People are not reading as much as they should.
Yeah.
People. Well, we saw it. Like you believe 100% that somebody tells you on TV or YouTube or something like that. No, right? And you start forming some kind of weird character that's all fake. Then we're gonna start believing that Jesus Christ actually made it to Japan, or was blonde with curly hairs. Which one of my favorite quotes on this movie Talladega Nights. I picture baby Jesus though.
7 pound, 8 ounce. And
I
you're-
like to picture my Jesus in a tuxedo T-shirt.
Yeah, that's rough, man. I mean, look, these people have lost their minds.
Anarchy.
You know what it is? They're doing that in Japan because there's going to be like some new pop group, a kids pop group, and it's
my
going to be
goodness.
called Jesus in Japan. That's why they're doing this. They're starting this up for this. It's all just a ramp up. It's going to be K-pop.
So K-pop. So there's a place here in LaGrange. It's pretty funny. Have y'all been in Yama lately?
No, I've
But
never
Yama's
been.
been. This is a great place. All they play is K-pop.
Really?
Like it's like you go in, and kind of gives you like a nice buy for like the first 30 seconds.
and then you're like, oh gosh.
I was in there trying to enjoy my lobster roll.
That's right. You're like $40 sushi roll.
And 2 minutes in, the K-pop flashing, and I was like, this is making my roll taste bad.
No, that's right. That's right. It's crazy though. That place, you just start thinking like, do they understand? Like, there's all this psychology in restaurants. Like, when an expensive restaurant is there, they need to play classical music.
This is the exact opposite of what you need to be playing.
Yeah, and they play that music so you go in and out like it was a fast food restaurant. They just don't care, and they have like maybe 10 or 20 screens. I don't know. They have tons of screens in there, and every single screen plays the same video.
Whoppa Gangnam Style.
I wish it was that kind, but it's not even that kind of stuff, though. You know, it's like all these K-pop, like
The big groups.
yeah. So it's like Kendall hates it, and she's like, I don't want to go there. And the food is sensational.
Hey, speaking of like boy bands and groups,
Yeah.
and guess who's getting back together?
Oh, the Baxter Boys.
In Sync.
Oh my goodness.
That was my band, man.
That's it.
That was-
Justin Timberlake
that
is
was my
bringing
band.
everybody together. All it took was a movie to bring them out together, which is the Trolls. They came back together, right? And Trolls.
Well, apparently they all wanted to do this.
They wanted
except
money.
for JC
Who's JC?
Chazé.
Who's that guy?
He's one of the NSYNCers.
And why does he want to do it? Is he very successful?
I don't know. I don't know if he had some beef from back in the day or
Oh, you guys are gonna share all the pot with me? Not pot.
people.
like money
People
pot.
thought it was. People thought it was always Justin Timberlake because he went
Yeah.
off solo, but
Bye bye
he
bye.
had been pushing for this for a long time, but couldn't get.
Well, he's getting all these bad by Justin Timberlake because whatever happened with Britney Spears, it became very public.
Oh yeah.
And now he's like doing all these kind of stuff on it, which let's talk about a little like wasting time on paparazzi stuff. We talk about this about Prince's Kate
Middleton.
and now you were telling me something
Yeah.
about
So she's been MIA since like
Yeah.
early January, it seems like. And people were speculating like William had an affair. I read one, they were like, Middleton's dead. Turns out she had abdominal surgery in February.
it. Yeah.
And then in the follow-ups, they found cancer.
Oh man.
So
That's
she's
not
been
good.
diagnosed, and so she's already, I was just reading this article, she's already undergoing chemo.
Oh wow. But like again, it's so tough though. Like I always think about like people want fame and all kinds of stuff. But do you really though? Like, do you? I mean, that is a terrible go through for you to go through. Like anybody, and not for you to be a public figure.
Well, and they're not even.
And people just follow you everywhere though. You
I
know.
don't mean to be mean. It's not like they're famous because they've done anything.
No, they're just famous.
They're literally
because
just famous because of who they are.
Yeah, that's
Like,
right.
there's
that's
no-
right. There's nothing else. That's crazy though. I feel sorry about
They're
that.
not
Though.
even
It's just
like
terrible.
The monarchy's not even real. Like they don't do anything.
We sort of talk about these on the last podcast. It was very interesting though. But now that's pretty sad though. And then like there was all Photoshop stuff and things like that.
Yeah. Well, because she wasn't. I mean, she wasn't able to.
Yeah, but I mean,
be
like
up
at one
and out.
point they were like, the cover up stuff is coming.
Oh, I know.
always alive and be like, now you were covering that thing up. So I do feel bad for that. I mean, having cancer is just terrible though.
I just wonder though, like, I mean, I know people are gonna like, if somebody's got to say it. I mean, who covers up cancer? Like, I'm sorry.
I mean,
What do you mean?
Well, like, if you're going through something serious, then why would you? Like, it's gonna come out. Like, I don't understand. Like, why is there?
What's the point of that?
You're like, well, why are you covering that up?
well, especially as a royal
Nothing
family,
you've
like,
done.
because
Yeah,
you
but-
know that
which
people are
is
just going
us.
to make stuff
so
up.
here's the thing. This is the funny thing about this. We're complaining about that, and yet we're talking
That's
about
true,
it.
and we would
Right,
say
so-
I want to keep it private. Yeah, that's
so-
fair.
I wanna make this clear. Y'all started talking about that. 'Cause I don't know what these people do. I just
Hey,
know,
man,
I'm telling y'all everything that's wrong with me. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
I'm a
I'll
Harry.
roll it off for you.
I'm a Harry and Meghan guy all the way.
That's funny though. Well, we're not it's just becoming like gossip stuff. I was just because we mentioned about it. It was like it was all these
That's fair.
conspiracy stuff, and that we respect that. I mean, it's terrible that she's doing with that stuff.
You know what another conspiracy is?
Oh yeah, what's that?
F1's rigged.
Oh come on, no, keep this. Like, here's the deal over here. This guy hates F1.
Yeah, because nobody wants to watch Max Verstappen win every single race.
Well, hold on. Here's the thing. I mean, the guy's good. He has a great machine.
Also, y'all can't say second place. He's finishing in P2.
It's P1, P2, P3
P2.
position. I mean, it's just like.
Nah, he finished in second.
It's finished second, and I'm finished second. It's all right though, it's
Third
okay.
on the podium.
Yeah, but here's the thing: there's an American guy over there. He's not doing great. But if the American guy was doing great, we'll be all talking about that.
No, man.
Yeah, we will.
No, because I'm watching NASCAR.
Which let's switch subjects.
It airs at normal time.
Well, I know. Right now, the race is gonna be at 2 a.m. in the morning on Saturday.
Yeah, why would I watch that?
Because you like it, though. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be showing up at Church of Lake.
I'm just waiting for the Olympics.
Oh no, that's good.
I love
The
the
Olympics are
Olympics.
coming in. There are where are they this time? Japan? No, where are they? Brazil? No.
Apparently, I love them so much. I don't know where
Paris. Yeah. So
Speaking of Olympics,
yeah.
not the Olympics, but soccer.
Oh yeah. About the U.S. Did you watch the game last night?
Yeah.
We're
terrible.
We
We won, but we're terrible.
We robbed Jamaica.
Oh, yeah.
So here's this happening, Matt. They're made up this tournament.
Yeah, one of the 8 billion tournaments
It's like
they
a
make
terrible tournament.
get more
Mexico
money.
is playing Panama. Jamaica is playing the U.S. Obviously, they won the U.S. playing Mexico and Dallas, right? So this whole thing is messed up. But the U.S. is playing like the worst soccer I've ever seen played
against a Jamaica team that is
which in Jamaica they have four players from Jamaica.
Right.
They were not there. The
Their
best players that
four
were not
players.
there. And so Jamaica scores within the first 5 minutes of the game.
Right.
Right. And then the US cannot score. Back in the booth, you're seeing like the host is being like, "Oh my goodness, this is terrible." So this is the stuff that I don't like about soccer. They said, "All right, minute 90th, we're gonna give additional 5 minutes."
Right.
Which it was wrong. First of all, they shouldn't give 5 minutes. It was like 3 minutes at the most. Anyway, we'll give him 5 minutes. 5 minutes pass by. The U.S. is attacking. Right. They throw the ball, which is supposed to be an offside. Like if you were doing this in the right thing, that ball should be stopped.
No, there's no offside on throw-ins.
No, it was not a throw in. He passed it. He made a pass, and he was gonna hit it, and he deflected that. The defender deflected that ball and went a corner. That ball, just by the initiative going to that player, should have been stopped and being an offside. And then the ball would have gone to Jamaica, and Jamaica would have just kicked and would have won. Anyway, so they chose to keep going.
Right.
They go to corner, minute
scored in the
6.
corner.
And no, Jamaica score an own goal.
Well, you know what? If the greatest soccer player in the world, Landon Donovan, had been out there.
Gosh, that's like first NASCAR. Now you bring Donovan this stuff.
Matt's
man.
in the middle of all this going.
Dude,
Matt.
look, I don't know.
Matt, this is insane, man. You need to do something. You're closer to that guy than I am, though.
All right, I respect your opinions.
See?
Hey,
NASCAR.
Matt over here is a LeBron James fan.
I'm not a LeBron James fan.
Also, NASCAR.
Anybody that comes up with their own nickname, I'm not a fan of them.
What was his nickname?
King James.
Oh,
Look, NASCAR. Hey, also, look, we're at a road course this weekend. So
road courses.
yeah, man.
What is this like? What's it called? Like Big Factor or whatever that thing is, like Iron Man or something like that. What is it called? That thing when you have a race and you have road courses.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's
What
all
does
right
that have to do
though.
with NASCAR?
I know you said you have road courses.
Road courses?
Oh, road. I thought you said road.
we're,
So
at
sorry.
we're at Road America this week.
Yeah, that's right. Oh,
They're trying to be like,
We're just trying to be
like
cultured.
who?
they're trying to be like the racing you like. They're on a road course.
F1.
Oh, that's right. Like F1.
They're
like
gonna go F1.
That's right. No, but he
like,
don't
wait a
tell.
minute,
Yeah, don't
everyone.
tell.
But it's a
him.
whole lot. But it's a whole lot harder to drive a
Oh my gosh! No, why? Because it's just all you have to
5,000-pound
look.
car.
No, we've been through this stuff, man.
Yeah.
We've been through this several
Man,
times.
it's easy to drive an F1 car. Through
Oh my goodness!
Your little
gracious.
steering wheel, you go,
No, man. This guy's insane though. Like there's G-forces involved and all that stuff. Anyway, that's all good.
There's G-forces in being a pilot.
Hey, talk about G-forces. They talk about a G-force going right now to the best baseball player that was signed off in the last 3 years.
What kind of segue was that?
I don't know because it's shaking the world. G-force news. You know, what's his name? I called him something else last time.
You called him Shoney's.
Shoney's. I was like, that's showing around with Shoney's.
We're getting ready for this thing, and Jorge goes, "Have y'all heard about Shoney's?"
Shoney's is a
And I
great
was like,
place.
"You mean the greatest breakfast buffet ever?"
Which it is. It is good though. Do we have a Shoney's in LaGrange? No, we
No.
don't.
No, we're not big enough.
We're not.
Or we're not one of the 5 towns
We're
left
not.
that
We're
has
not ready
one.
for that.
Smart move.
So Shoney's or Golden Corral?
2 different things.
What?
2 different things right there.
Really? I thought it was the same. I've been
yeah.
on one time in Golden Corral, and I was not. I was
Now,
not
if you
pleased.
said Golden Corral or Ryan's, that's a better comparison.
Ryan's. Oh no, that's O'Reilly.
That's O'Reilly.
I was just joking. Anyway, so yeah, this Dodger
Shohei Ohtani.
Ohtani, $4.5 million.
Or Otani, however you want.
He is been gambling like crazy.
Okay, you say that. It has not been proven yet that it's him. The probe says...
He came out saying that he was helping his translator, right? And he was like, I'm going to wire you $4.5 million, but don't use that for gambling because you may have an issue with that. And then the Dodgers came back and were like, don't say that. Let's say that your translator stole from you because then you are involved by participating. Apparently, there's all these like rules and regulations that no manager, translator, any person or player can be related to any gambling.
Well, then kick him out. Pete Rose him.
So Matt brought Pete Rose.
Look, man, either they got to let Pete Rose back and
No.
they got to take away everything.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Or they need to put this guy on the whammy.
You know that's not going to happen.
Well, then why wouldn't the other happen? He's the hit leader. It's gone this long. People have done way worse.
So here's some things. All time hit leader,
Hey, he broke the ceiling in Korea, though.
42-56 hits.
Did you see that?
He did.
At their opening game? They were playing in Seoul, Korea.
Really?
South Korea. And he fouled one off and hit it so high that he broke it through the dome.
I mean, it's crazy though. 17-time All-Star player, right? He won. I mean, this guy is incredible though, and yet, and he came out and said, "Yeah, I did it, but I was not betting on my team. I was betting on something else. Punished for life, for life."
Look, man, the reason why this went down is people got stuff against him. They don't like
They
what
lost
he was
money
saying.
against him.
They lost money. It'd be crazy if in like 20 years we find that out.
Can you imagine?
Would it surprise you?
Speaking of Dodgers.
Uh-uh.
All right, you know how they signed Shohei.
The Dodge stuff.
So they signed Shohei, but then they signed that other guy from Japan,
Yeah.
the new pitcher, for
From
like
Japan. Number
300
one. Heart surgeon.
Heart surgeon. Very good.
Steady hands. That's a movie quote. That's a quote from The Office.
I kill Yakuza boss on purpose. Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Yeah.
They signed him for like $320 million.
Goodness gracious.
His debut, he lasted 1 inning, gave up 5 runs.
Oh my goodness.
That's kind of a rough start there.
Where is all this money coming from though?
Nobody knows.
Taxes.
I mean,
I don't know.
this is crazy though. It's insane. All these money, like money has lost its value.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people make tons of. I was just talking to somebody today, and this is a cool guy. He made he's an influencer, right? And he gets free stuff to advertise on whatever TikTok or whatever platform is. And he just said, "Yeah, I just made $30,000 today just advertising this stuff." And I'm like,
That's crazy.
What do you mean? Like, how do you get paid $3,000 just to advertise a set of headphones?
I think I saw that one of the Kardashians, she makes, every time she posts on Instagram, she makes like $1 million per picture.
Gosh. There was a girl, I always will ever like remember this. Madison, when she was like 1 or 2 years old, we will put like YouTube for her. Whoa, what was that? Was that me?
That came out of my throat.
It was so she would watch YouTube, and there was a girl that would just open Disney games or dolls or
like
products
toys and stuff. Yeah,
and her name was the Disney Collector.
yeah,
Right, and she had like she would just show up her fingernails.
yeah.
In every episode or every thing that she'll have a different color scheme of color names. So she started becoming so popular because she went like, 10, 20, 50, 100 million viewers
Right.
per everything that she showed. And then find out she was a Brazilian girl, right? Making all this stuff. And she was one of the first like big quotation influencers of just showing. And she will have like these like hypnotizing boys. Hey guys.
Yeah.
This is the Disney Collector. We're going to
And
open the box.
like making millions just opening toys.
Just open toys. But Madison.
You know how many toys
I remember
I've opened in
Madison
my
was like this
lifetime?
the whole time, like. Like
Yeah.
and we were like, I mean, when you have kids and you're like, you want 5, 10, 15-minute break.
yeah, anything that's gonna make them be quiet.
Which by the way, guilty. I remember some of my friends that came to our house. Tiff and I were like, don't have any kids yet. And it was like Saturday morning. We woke up early, like around 7:30, and we make breakfast for them and everything, because we want to serve them.
Yeah.
And I remember like one of these guys was like, hey, just turn the TV on and just put something on it. I vividly remember turning around to Tiffany and was like, honey, they ain't gonna be us right now.
We're never gonna be there.
Every Saturday morning, I'd be sitting in there with my coffee talking about Jesus reading the Bible. What a big old lie, man. Like at this point, you're like, just do something on it. Let's put some, turn the
Just
Disney
get outta
Collector on
here.
it. And so I would be just like, here you go. Just give me a 5-minute nap, a 10-minute extra nap. Just
Yeah.
put Disney Collector. I'll see you later, though. And she banked on it. So yeah, the Disney Collector was incredible. You have any stories like that, man?
Dude, it's crazy the power it has over us. I mean, we're stuck on it, man. I mean, I got a 2-year-old. She's not even 2 yet. And if I'm like texting or calling on my phone or something, she's desperately trying it too, just to get a peek at the screen. It's crazy, man. Like, we used to laugh back in the day because people called them crackberries back when
Crackberries. That's right. That's right. That's exactly it.
Everybody's gonna get addicted, or you get addicted to that. And they had no clue what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's crazy though. Like how your perspective changes so much though, right? On everything, but you don't really think about it though, because like you're like, I'm never gonna do that stuff. I'm never gonna be that kind of person. But yeah, you are. But yeah, do you have what? Emilia's what? 8, 7, and 3.
2.
7 and
Well,
2,
not
man.
even 2 yet, but
That's a tough one right there, man. Tons of coffee. That's what makes it happen.
yeah. In our 40s with less than 2-year-old, it's not bad.
It's just good though.
I feel so young. I feel great right now. There's a reason why I'm like my left eyelid's drooping and I'm yawning. 'Cause I haven't had a full night's sleep in years.
I know that's right. So like, I also remember that from Tiffany. Like, there's a show that we love. It's called Everybody Loves Raymond, and we watch it all the time. And at one point, like the two main characters, Raymond and Deborah, which is a couple, they go on a vacation together, right? And what they choose to do is just sleep for 2 days straight.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it at one point. I was like, well, what a waste of time, when I'm doing vacation, we're gonna go and explore the world. And now you're like, what are we gonna do this week? You're like, can we just take a little nap or something? Can we just sleep a little bit? Because it kind of comes to you really fast, though.
Oh, I can tell you right now, I haven't watched a TV program
You told me that.
in at least 2 months or more. Not watching.
Wow.
I'm being serious.
That's right.
Like I'm dead serious.
You got tons of TVs there, like beautiful, but you know
TVs in
they're
every
great.
room,
It's
and,
a big old big black frame picture stuff in there, hanging in the wall.
The only thing I've done with a TV is try to enhance my sleeping experience. I put on like
NASCAR.
no, I'll put on 4K Swiss Alps.
Oh,
with classical
that is
music.
great though.
Dun, dun, dun,
Hey, I need to tell y'all this. If you guys have any issues sleeping, I'm not, because we're not being sponsored by anybody, but this app is called Abide.
Oh, and it reads the Bible to you?
Oh my goodness, it's so good. But then also tells you
Glad that
stories.
Scripture puts you to sleep.
No. It kind of tells you stories like, and now we're gonna talk about Ruth, and you're like, oh my God,
It's
that
like,
soothing
oh, what a
voice.
snooze of a story.
You're like, this is great, and then and you're like, oh my God.
I like the ones on the Bible app too, because you can choose, and you can choose the speed. Have y'all ever done that?
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So this is how low I am, like on this brain power. I realized that I was listening to it one day driving, and I was like, I can just not like grasp. There's too much meat.
Yeah.
It's moving too fast. And so I started playing with it. I was like, oh my gosh, I can slow it down.
Slow down.
Yep.
So I slowed it down, and when I did, it sounded like my 2-year-old could probably learn more than me. It was like, then Jesus went up to the mountain for 2 weeks.
You're like, oh wow.
And I was like,
wow.
and what I started realizing was I was really taking it in better.
Yeah.
And then slowly, I told Tara, I was like, I think I just need to slow things down because I'm a little slow.
Yeah, no, I think that's everybody though, right? Like we just take things so
I
fast.
just can't comprehend
Everybody's
it.
trying. Everybody does too much stuff now.
That's it. Like we all like so busy. We like to
I
be
don't
busybodies
understand.
though. Slowing down. So when you start slowing down and enjoying, I was talking to one of the guys that we have over here working on it on some stuff, and I was like, we take things for granted really fast.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you have a job and you think like, oh my goodness, this is not great. But once you don't have a job, once you're employed, you're like, man, I wish I can just wake up at 7 a.m. and get ready to go to work. If you got your health, obviously I went through this, which is not bad, but like a COVID again or whatever this cold is.
Yeah.
And I don't feel great. You're like, man, I just miss those days that I was able just to be talking without coughing.
Mm-hmm.
Or you know this, Goody, but like how many times people be like, yeah, I don't want to talk to my dad or my mom. And you're like, man, I wish I would trade everything to go talk to that person. You know, but there's like things that we do take for granted really fast because we're too busy doing a lot of stuff though, right?
I blame the automobile.
Really?
I do. Didn't we have this conversation about? Oh no, I had this conversation with someone else about rising divorce rates. That I
Interesting.
blame transportation.
How? Talk to me about it.
All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, think about this. There has been a massive spike in the divorce rate in the U.S. in like the last 30, 40 years. And I legitimately think readily available transportation is one of the root causes of that. And here's why.
Yeah.
All right,
COVID.
all right, let's go back to like even the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
Most people going to school or trade school, whatever you're doing, you're not really going that far from wherever you were born.
Yeah.
So most of the people that you meet are people that are somewhat like-minded and the same as you. Now, I get meeting people in new cultures and learning new things. And like, I'm not saying that that's not important. However, people were meeting each other, generally believed the same things, felt the same way about the big issues, which also meant that when it got down to the nitty gritty, they also felt the same way about even the small things.
Yeah.
And so now, you know, you can graduate from a tiny little high school in the middle of West Texas and go to school in Japan,
Yeah.
and it's not even an afterthought. Like, that's easy to do.
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden you can meet someone from Japan. You're like, oh, this is a great person. Let's get married.
From East Virginia.
Sure. And they get married and they think everything's great. And they believe the same thing about the big stuff. But then all of a sudden, like, day-to-day life kicks in and they're like, holy
The little
cow,
things.
we really don't have that much in common.
Yeah.
Like, this is
That's so true.
this is tougher than I think it's going to be, so.
So it's
I'm just
interesting.
saying.
No, that's pretty good. So Matt, maybe you want to tell us a little bit of like this story. Like, I think like when you date someone, right? It's the beautiful thing about dating someone. Like Tiff and I dated long distance for 2 years. So it was daily communication about everything.
That's true too.
You know,
that's how Jillian
it
and I
was
were.
awesome. It's like you knew tech. It was back in days. There was a thing called ICQ, so we did a lot of ICQ and Messenger, Hotmail, and then the text messages came in and stuff like that. I am did, but it was communication, and like you have some similar. Like your story with Tara was like you were in the other side of the country, the world, and then you sort of realized a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I'd completely agree with you on that with a lot of things. Like not just travel,
Right.
But there's so many layers. You're right.
Yeah.
It's our Tower of Babel. It's the whole like our.
Oh, I love that.
We're so wide. We're
Yeah.
capable. Our reach is further than our grasp. We're gonna go do these things. It's gonna ruin everything.
Right.
My great grandfather used to say this. I always thought was interesting and similar to what you're saying. And he said, air conditioning ruined society. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, when there wasn't air conditioning in the South, it was like people would sit outside every night. He said,
Sit on your front porch.
when I grew up, when I was working and stuff,
Yeah.
we'd come home, we'd eat outside.
Yeah.
It's too hot. And he said he's like, people would have lanterns and they'd walk down the road and talk their neighbor.
Right.
Like people were like out just
Yeah, absolutely.
too hot to go to sleep yet.
Yeah.
And they're all just kind of talking. He said the second there's air conditioner, people went inside and then you became in this enclosed thing.
Enclosed.
That's a That's a good point.
But yeah, I see the travel thing, man. Like we dealt with that. I did personally. I mean, Tara and I were high school sweethearts, small town, rural. In fact, our parents knew each other. In fact, my parents, when they got married, rented a trailer from Tara's parents.
That's awesome.
That's how close it is. And
Yeah.
It's a running joke that she was only fair game in town because I'm kin to everybody else. So then, I mean, fast forward X amount of years, we grow up. We date in school. We go off to college. That kind of broadens horizons. I go off on a mission trip. We're supposed to get married when I get back, and I call the whole thing off because I get out there and I'm like, what am I doing? What if there's something else?
Yeah.
It's that whispering.
Yeah.
Like, is there something I'm missing? And
That's interesting.
What's interesting is that the Lord still redeemed that time. Like he came back around, right? And he let us be back together later, which is amazing. So
Yeah, so it's important. Like I think I love that story of I'm also seeing as friends, and how do you create genuine relationships?
Yeah.
Right, you're not gonna create a relationship just by like following each other on Instagram or whatever, but you need that conversation. So like,
Right.
I didn't know about Matt, right? I mean, even though like both girls went to the same college, even like we joke around like while I was living in the CCF at Georgia Tech, maybe he was sleeping also on the same couch I was sleeping on and off. But I knew of him, but I never met him. But I think our relationship grew up like crazy when we start hanging out every day.
yeah.
Right. And he's one of my best friends now because I see him all the time. And it's crazy, like, because we're so busy. Like, I haven't seen Matt. When was the last time we really spent time before today?
Dude, we've been trying. Like,
It's crazy though. But it's something happen all the time. Like, I'm busy, he's busy.
Yeah.
Girls are busy or something. But we don't have that time. But it's so important to find someone that you can just spend time with and develop that. Because, as a good friend is like, accountability is huge. Like, when he needs to be praying for and stuff like that. So that is huge. And that when it goes to your spouse, absolutely. So distances aren't incredible. So anyway, with that note, I think it was pretty good. We just brought that into someone. Maybe probably just went too late on this. Are we passing the time on this?
No. I mean, we hit the hour mark. I feel like this has been one of the most
Deep,
introspective podcasts we've had.
Well, we go delivered
it's
to
good
Matt,
stuff,
number
though.
25. You brought it in.
That's what it is.
Thank you guys. for
25.
having me.
We finally turned this into a real
25.
podcast.
That's congratulations to us, though. So, Matt, thank you again for coming.
Yeah,
This
man.
is pretty good. I hate that maybe we can keep talking about life like this, and I think I was enjoying it a lot right now.
Yeah.
Goody, thank you so much again for everything, and just send us home your way. That's the best thing. Can we come up with another one? I think it's a good like staple kind of like thing over there. Like goodbye.
What's another?
It got electrolytes.
It's help me, Tom Cruise. Get the invisible fire off my friend.
That's right. That's awesome though.
Well, yeah, and on that note,
But hold on. Any last words from Matt before we say that?
oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, I'd just like to say thank you both. I'm proud of what you're doing here. I enjoy it. And they call me the Magic Man. Now you see me. No, you don't.
There you go. That's a good one.
Folks, if you smell something cooking after a race, what does he say? It's
Shake
not.
and bake,
It's not your. It's not your your oven or something.
Yeah, it's a little shake.
And bake.
Hey.
See you, folks. Shake and bake. Ricky Bobby.
Goodbye, Ricky Bobby. See you guys later.
Oh man! Don't
that
you
was
put that
fun.
evil on me?
Don't you put that guy died.
Oh, I know. Michael Clark
died.
Duncan.
He died though. Are we still?
We're still kind of going. So, yeah.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't
So-
you put that on me.
Salana Aum Isis.
See y'all later.
Peace out, y'all.